Welcome back to Watching Business Morning on Channels Television. The political scene in Nigeria is heating up as the country prepares for the 2023 general elections. Here on Business Morning, we've been discussing global headwinds and as it affects different countries and different sectors. Well, ask the aviation sector or even manufacturers, and they will tell you how important what's going on in the political scene and what's happening with them is going on. Well, that's what Dr. Stephen Akintayo, the Group Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of GTEX Global, has been looking at, and he's here to discuss that. Good to see you, Dr. Akintayo. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It's good to be back again.
Yeah, good to have you again. Well, a lot of things. The political scene is very busy. The real sector is not smiling at all because of not friendly economic parameters. From your
Mhm.
perspective, business owners and the issue of governance, what's the connection?
Very good question. I mean, for me, you can't separate business from governance. If you see countries that have done well, they've mastered this art. I'm currently in Dubai and Dubai office. What you see, I just left a government agency office to register a new apartment here. And in just 2 minutes, while sitting waiting for my turn, somebody walked up to me and said, "Do you want water?" By the time I'm done, I literally have to rate that agency whether they did well or not. Their office run like a bank and it's a government agency. And so, but those are countries that understand that you have to run governance like a business. You people have to be able to rate how well you've treated them. Your premises of delivering services has to be productive. There has to be profit and loss. We haven't seen that in Nigeria, and that's why we're not doing well. And as you can see, everybody is just focusing on politics, and we forget business. We have huge unemployment. Businesses are dying every day. A lot of companies are leaving the continent, not just in Nigeria alone. And we're not even bothered. We're just concerned about who becomes the next president or the next governor. And we fail to realize that if we don't take care of our business, we'll have nothing to govern after being elected.
Would you now say that entrepreneurs should become political leaders?
I will say that we need to get more entrepreneurs into the political system in Nigeria, not necessarily elective position. What you see, I mean, again, I'm sorry I'm having to mention countries because we operate in 4 continents and I've seen the best of the best. I've seen where things work. And what you see there is that there are certain positions left to politicians, there are certain positions left to people who are entrepreneurs, who are technocrats. When you look at the current government of Nigeria, one of the biggest mistakes that was made was that you did not have enough non-partisan guys brought into the ministerial position and key positions. So at the end of the day, you brought in career politicians and everything is messed up as well. So what you want to see is that you want to get professionals, you want to get entrepreneurs, engage in policy formation, engage in execution, okay, of the promises you made to the electorate. We're not seeing much of that. Not all of us have to go into, elective position or campaign to be president or governor. A lot of entrepreneurs are not even inclined to do that because the concept and the mindset of being an entrepreneur is different from that of a politician. Because in politics, about interest, you have to try and take care of everybody's interest. Now, business is a lot more straight jacketed concept than in politics. So you want to balance the two. But what we've seen is that entrepreneurs have been pushed aside, technocrats have been pushed aside, and then everybody's becoming career politicians, and we keep messing the thing up every day.
So, from your perspective, what areas do you think should be reserved for entrepreneurs?
From DGs, from ministers. I think once you get elected, leave politics aside, find certain roles for politicians. In fact, you can tell them and say, okay, you guys got me elected. can you give me somebody with this criteria, right? Who is a technocrat or who is an entrepreneur to fill in your own slot of ministerial position, right? Not that you yourself that probably, are chieftain, right, of the party in your particular location has to be the one taking that particular, because what the I will say that when you look at the fact that government is divided into three: judiciary, legislator, and the other part of governance is more of execution. And if you're really serious about wanting to execute, then bring professionals who understand how the business works and let them help you move the nation from where it is to where it needs to be.
And so when you look at the Nigerian situation now, what would you say is lacking in leadership?
Patriotism is lacking. Professionalism is lacking. You have a system right now where mediocrity is the order of the day, and mediocrity is celebrated. A lot of times, some of us, when we even travel out of Nigeria for a month or two, we miss the mediocrity of Nigeria, literally, right? Because you get to other climes where things have to be done properly. There is a process. Nobody can cut short that process. I'll never forget many years ago, I overstayed here in Dubai. I wasn't a resident then. And I think it was a day or so overstay. It was literally, 12 a.m. and then my flight was, I think, 2 a.m. So I remember looking at the immigration official and saying to him, what can you do? The normal thinker, I beg now, help your boy. The guy looked at me with so much anger and said, look, you are looking, it's a system. You have system. Like there's nothing I can do. It's automated. Even if it's 2 hours that you overstay, you have to just pay the money and move on. It's automated, right? So we have a situation whereby our processes are not as automated as they should be. So you have that man, no man playing out. And until we can remove all that and things just run the proper way it should run, we will continue this cycle. And I think Nigerians need to begin to ask questions. I think entrepreneurs like myself, in fact, because I've become very active on social media about this politics matter, people think I want to contest. I'm not contesting election. I'm not interested. But entrepreneurs have to get serious about the politics. How is wrong? Who is running it? The policies that are being made. Because at the end of the day, we are the ones that suffer. We are the ones struggling to pay salaries. We are the ones having to downsize when we allow people who are not sound run our affairs. I will never forget a particular meeting we went for. And the minister of communication, I went with a German friend. And when he was done speaking, my German friend said, it's only in your country that you professionals sit down and listen to the illiterates in your field talk to you. Because the minister was not even into communication. He was an old lawyer who has no, you will know he doesn't know how the sector works. But we, the professionals, sat there and we're listening to him to tell us how to run our field. And that's the real dilemma we find ourselves in this country. I hope it change. I hope we begin to talk. All of us begin to speak out and make sure we vote as well. And make sure that as entrepreneurs, we lobby that the right things are done. Not because we want to take positions or we're interested in political position, but so that the right people, a lot of, you know, entrepreneurs and technocrats who are ready to serve this nation in one capacity or the other, get them in. But we need to stop this nonsense.
Hmm. Yeah, well, I think interesting point you made there about professionals lobbying to get the right people in and also participating in the electoral process. But let's talk a little bit
Mm.
about your business now. Your company, of course, is making waves. As you said, you are in there in Dubai for expansion. Tell us more about this expansion and growth and some of the projects that you're working on at GText.
Thank you very much. For me, the Nigerian challenge has helped us to, expand internationally. I mean, now we're in US, we're UK, we're here in Dubai, and we're growing, internationally. And again, it's just what entrepreneurship is about. It's about solving problems. The economic challenges back at home has forced us to think of creative ways, think of other markets, think of how to expand to other region. We're launching our first 54-acre estate in Dallas, Texas. Has single family home, multiple family homes, and commercial as well. For me, it's that, and I'm not the only one. I've seen a lot of entrepreneurs begin to say, hey, the challenges of Nigeria, we've done well in Nigeria, can we begin to expand outside Nigeria? Because in case this whole Nigeria project doesn't work, are we able to, stand strong internationally so that we can sustain whatever it is that we've built back at home? And so for me, I'm excited about the expansion and what GTEx is able to do. We've been able to also, even here in UAE, help a lot of people secure their investment, because we're currently at the largest, Nigerian-owned brokerage firm here in Dubai. And it's been amazing, the growth, US, UK, and other markets. And we're opening other markets very soon. So, well, we're thriving.
Yeah, so it
Yeah.
sounds to me like even though you're expanding outside Nigeria, you're serving more of Nigerians even outside Nigeria.
So for us, what we've done is to do both, right? So we're able to serve Nigerians outside Nigeria. Because if you look at, for example, in the US market, a lot of Africans, not just Nigerians, are not able to own properties, right? So you come in and then the rules are big, your credit score, and so on and so forth. And so we are able to say, hey, we understand the pain point. We understand, for example, you can have a Nigerian relocate, or a Ghanaian or a Cameroonian or Kenyan relocate from Kenya to the US, right? He cannot move his credit rating, right? His, all his transaction, and then get some level of entry into the US market. Now, these are some of the areas we're able to then come in, because we understand that we're coming from that part of the world. But for us is that we're not just sticking to Nigerians. We just finished our largest conference in the US, the Global World Festival. A good number of the people in the room are not even Nigerians. We have African Americans, we have, even other nationalities being part of that event as well. So we're trying to do both. Africans are able to connect with us because they already know us from when we started in Africa, but non-African as well are doing business with us.
All right, just before we let you go, because we're like out of time, there's also big
Mm.
talk with DSA. That's coming on to a new season. You have a central theme. What's going on with that?
Yeah, so exactly. So it's a political TV show. Hopefully it will be airing on channels as well in the next few weeks, and other TV stations. And so what we did was for me to be in the middle as an entrepreneur, and then host government officials, and then we have Nigerian youths, as audience. And, we then face it out, people challenging their, electoral officials to say, why haven't you deliver on power, on rail, on transportation, on several sectors? And then you have young people also getting to understand how governance work, how to challenge their leaders. And we've done season one, it will start airing. We'll start recording season two very soon. And for me, I want to encourage more entrepreneurs to do this. I know we fear that politicians will come after our business, but we won't have any business if in the first place if we all don't raise the bar and use our own status to be able to call our friends in governance, our friends in politics, and say, hey, come and tell the people how far you've gone. Come and tell the people what you're doing. Listen to their pains, and how do we together create a better society for our nation. We don't have any other home, no matter what, no matter the expansion outside Nigeria. I'm still Nigerian. Even my accent will fail me
Even your
once I
assets will
open my
give you
mouth.
away. All right, Dr. Akintaya, thank you so much. And we do wish you the best in your expansion. And of course, that program will be really interesting, especially if you can get the politicians, to face the youth. I think, You get a lot of
Yes.
viewership. Thank you so much,
Yes.
Anna. We wish you a safe trip back home. I know you always come
Thank
back
you.
home. Dr. Stephen
Thank
Akintayo is
you.
the Group Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of GText Global.